myself, because some of you do not know, my name is ChristineOLeary.com, and quite frankly, I get turned on when people say my name. So could we? My name is
ChristineOLeary.com.
But my friends call me Dot.
ChristineOLeary.com has blonde hair and pink cowboy boots. She has a quick smile, quick laugh, and quick wit. Christine has been many different things in her life, but now she is quickly becoming one of Maine's better stand-up comedians.
Like, I was voted the funniest and most dramatic in my high school. So I'm a high school student that tries to be funny. And then I go to hairdressing school, so then I want to be the funniest hairdresser. And then I want to be the funniest social worker. Then I want to be the funniest public speaker. And finally, someone said to me, why don't you just be funny and funny?
5 pounds and look like John Denver. Yeah. I had the little haircut and the little wire rim glasses, little rock.
While working full-time as a social worker, Christine entered a comedy workshop.
After the class, I got some showcase nights and couldn't stop. I was like a junkie. I kept going back there for just a minute at a time, and then I just started doing gigs. Well, I feel great when I'm on stage. I feel smart, I feel funny, I feel totally like myself. I just feel terrific.
What should I do to help?
But Christine ran into a problem. Her employer thought the public wouldn't be able to distinguish whether she was a comedian or a social worker. Christine's boss told her that she would have to pick one or the other.
The other argument was that the image of who I am on stage does not match the image of who I am as an employee, which felt really hard to swallow.
Thanks, she says. Thanks so much for the bottle. Now go on and tone.
I am exactly who I am on stage. The truth of the matter is that I never would have had the courage to say, I'm not giving it up for my 401k and my health and dental and my salary.
In the midst of this conflict with her employer, Christine entered Portland's Funniest Professional against 100 other competitors. Tim Farrell, Christine's mentor and manager.
Christine put on a show. From the moment her name was announced, before she even hit the stage, you could feel it. It was one of the cases where it's not so much what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. She was having the time of her life, and everyone wanted to go for the ride. And 5 minutes seemed like 30 seconds. And they wanted more, and you could feel it.
I quit my job right after I won. I didn't tell anyone at work that I was even competing. They heard about it on television, and newspaper, and radio.
You're going to drive down Route 111, the Death Highway. Put on your lights. It's the law. And you're going to see a memorial wreath with pork chop.
And then that was it. There was just no looking back.
Hey, you guys, show at 7 o'clock tonight, starring guess who? Starring you.
Christine used the money that she won from Portland's Funniest Professional to rent a small black box theater and write a one-woman, hour-long show.
I've been here since the end of June, so I would love to have you. I'm trying to stack the house tonight and go out with a bang on my last show. And
Hawking tickets outside of the Booth Theater in Ogunquit, Maine, Christine, wearing her pink feather boa, flags down tourists to try and get them to come to her show. It's October, and summer is just ending, but Christine's last show of the season is packed.
So I brought my Irish family here, of course, and so what do? You bring them for the lobster, right?
It's like non-negotiable. When you have your whole week's salary or whatever is riding on 1 hour of the week, you can't move it. It's hard to be that afraid all the time. Like, oh, God, this is it. This is the last gig I'm going to get. Oh, my God, I can't make my bills. That check's not going to clear. And then you get a gig, and then you're like, okay, we're good till November. And then you're like, oh, God, this is it. And then you get a gig.
So comes to the table, red as a lobster is, and she says, Christ, that little bugger is pissed off mad, isn't he? You Yankees are cruel, peel up.
Christine's comedy is a colorful blend of everyday life experiences and past events. Her jokes are often extremely personal and illustrate how she looks at the world.
So up the 2 steps I go, and it's me and 2 other pudgy lesbians. Let's get that.
I don't get a choice about the compromises I make, being a heavy person, because immediately people just want that. They're just always going to want me to talk about food and diets. And I got more in me than that. The process of me being in my body and in my skin has changed so much doing comedy for the positive. It's a metamorphosis. So I feel like I'm on the precipice of really big stuff, sort of spiritually, emotionally, and professionally.
Christine may be on her way, but she still has a long road ahead of her. Just 2 years since her first comedy workshop, Christine's booking corporate gigs, has just finished 86 shows in the theater in Ogunquit, Maine, and is assisting Tim Farrell at workshops at the Comedy Connection in Portland.
Christine's timeline is really insanely short. There's an undeniable force that some people have. Christine is definitely one of them. And what you get from Christine is, I know what I'm doing, I'm in control, go for the ride. Audiences want to feel like you're having a good time.
Okay, would you like to know my advice for you?
Yes.
Okay,
Christine stands upstairs in the Comedy Connection and addresses the members of the workshop. This is their graduation show, and Christine is the host. As they listen intently, only occasionally throwing in wisecracks, it's obvious that for them, she is someone to look up to, someone who is working to realize a dream.
This is your moment in time. This is like your time and space, because you will never feel anything like booting up this next 5 minutes of your life. More than anything, they want to know that you're loving it. It won't matter what you say.
Please welcome ChristineO'Leary, your MC.
This is what I was put on the planet to do, finally.
For Salt Radio, this is Dylan Merriam.
Hey! Don't I look hot tonight?